Good afternoon, seventh grade Bobcats. Mr. Flato here. Welcome back to another great week. Hopefully, a great week for each and every one of you here at Helena Middle School. Today's Bob lesson. Originally made this Bob lesson, like so many other Bob lessons, thoughts and ideas I had, mostly from experiences talking with students one-on-one about their struggles or helping them problem solve on different things, and also observing just different developmental things that consistently happen year after year after year, and then turn it into a bigger general educational lesson, so students can like better understand like what's going on with them, uh, how to problem solve, how to troubleshoot, and also know that they're not alone. That this is a very real trend or a very real pattern for their age. When I first made this Bob lesson, finding the right fit, it came from finding the right fit in terms of friendships and good friendships, and how, sort of like putting a puzzle piece together, you feel like, okay, these two pieces go together, they have the shape, they connect with one another. But if I'm being honest with myself, it just doesn't quite fit. I initially thought it was going to fit, but it just doesn't quite fit. And how that is a metaphor for so many friendships. Seventh grade is really a year where I talk with students all the time, where the blinders kind of slowly come off and students have a bigger worldview of not only figuring out who am I, which is a critically important thing when you're trying to figure out who are going to be my people that I choose. You got to know who you are first, right? So that you can find out who are my people that share the same similarities with, the same interests with, the same values with, same personality with, so on and so forth. And so many times in seventh grade, moving into eighth grade, you think you have found really great friends, and then sometimes you realize that puzzle piece doesn't fit anymore, and that can be a really hard thing for students. And it's a trial and error process. And if you've ever put a puzzle piece together, you probably try the puzzle piece on many different other pieces until you find the right fit. And so the point of this lesson is to let you all know that it's a very normal process to find the right fits right away, but also have pieces that you think go together and they really don't. And that is the trial and error process that eventually you move towards in life, where you get to be older and you find the right friendships that are the right friendships that serve you, that give you more than they take from you, that are supportive, that are just the right people in your life. And that's going to look different for everybody. Some people have many of those, some people just have a couple. There is no right answer with that as well. But if you look at the puzzle that I'm about to put together, you have about two on each side and two above and beyond. And I would say maybe that's a good goal for middle schools, to have 3, 4, 5 really close friends that you really feel like you bond with and that are the right fit. And that's the journey that everybody is on. Some will have more, some will have less. It's all good. It's all what works for you. So I hope you guys get something out of this. I think this is very seventh grade, 12, 13-year-old specific. So I hope you enjoy it. Hope you have a great week. All right, here I am working on a digital puzzle because it was so much easier than doing a physical puzzle and trying to record it. And as you can see, I'm about halfway done with this puzzle, and I want you all to focus on a couple pieces I've got right here. And let's pretend that these pieces represent maybe students. Maybe this is Johnny and this is Mikey, and I'm just making those names up. And if on first thought, on first glance, on first look, it looks like these two pieces might fit together. You've got kind of a peninsula piece that looks like it's going to fit in right here. They both have the bottom part together. You got two paws. There's dogs in this puzzle. You got two paws that look like are coming together. And in real life, it might feel like this is a good friendship fit. And maybe for a while, it is a good friendship fit. We have common interests. We have some common values. We've got some things in common. But over time, you start to recognize this feels like it's a fit, but it really isn't quite a fit after all. And for a lot of sixth grade students, that's a really difficult concept to maybe understand, or to maybe more than anything accept, because friendships are so important. Um, they're so needed in our life that that we want them to work, and it's really hard sometimes when they don't work and they fall apart. But this does not mean that this person is not worthy of friendship. It does not mean that this person is not worthy of friendship. It just means that their right fit is going to be with other puzzle pieces somewhere here on the board if we just keep working. All right, this puzzle is continuing to come together, and I want to talk about this piece right here, this corner piece. This corner piece is going to fit in with this piece right here, and I'm thinking it's going to fit in with this piece right here. One of the things that's different about this corner piece from some of the other pieces is this corner piece only fits in with the piece directly above it and the piece directly to its left. Not all people are going to have the same amount of close friendships. Some of us like to have lots of friendships and spread our effort and energy and friendships amongst many people. Some of us like to keep a smaller circle and have one or two close, very close friendships where we keep our inner circle a little bit smaller. This piece is no different than any of these other pieces, with the exception that it only has a couple fits. That doesn't mean this piece is any more valued or worthy of friendship than any of these other pieces. It just means that it only has a couple other fits, and there's many different students that will find that they have different fits of friendships or number of friendships at that. All right, my puzzle is almost complete. I've got one final piece, and I had to wait because once it locks in, I can't take it off on this digital version. But let's talk about this last piece, and let's talk about how this last piece represents each and every one of you. As you can see from this piece, it fits in right there, and I don't want to put in quite yet. And if you look, this piece and the representation or the metaphor I'm trying to make today is that this piece has a fit right here with this other puzzle piece. This piece has a fit right here, to the right, and to the left. If you look at how it fits, it just works in that spot. And ultimately, that's the goal of where we're trying to get with our friendships. We're trying to find the right friendships with the right fits, that have the same interests, have the same values, have the same things in common, have good influences on us, etc. And sometimes life can be, and as you all know, putting together puzzles, if you've put puzzles together, it is a trial and error process. And a lot of times it feels like, okay, this looks like it lines up and it's going to fit in this spot. And then you go to do it and it kind of fits, but then you have to be honest with yourself. I don't think this is the right spot, even though the coloring is correct, even though the pieces fit together, this isn't quite the right spot. Now, one other metaphor I want to make as well is this piece fits in right here. And let's pretend that this person is friends with this person. Well, another good thing to recognize is this person has different fits and different friends that maybe this person doesn't fit in with. And that's another theme that I see a lot of times in middle school is person A and person B might be friends with one another, but person A might not get along with puzzle piece C, and puzzle piece B and C fit together, and puzzle piece A and C don't fit together. And what do we do there? We're not always going to get along and be friends with everybody. We're not going to be a fit with everybody, but we do need to respect that we're going to fit together with some puzzle pieces, and the puzzle pieces we fit together with are the people we have friends with, may have friends that we have to respect, that they're going to have other friends and they're going to have other fits as well. So I hope you guys like this Bob lesson. I hope you guys got something out of it. And look at this. And right here, trying to blanket together. All right, in conclusion, what are some of the takeaways that I hope I was able to share with you all today from finding the right fit? Friendships can be somewhat of a trial and error process of trying to find the right fit. And I see a lot of that going on right now in the sixth grade, and that process will definitely continue into seventh grade, eighth grade, and really, frankly, through the rest of your life into adulthood. It kind of settles down in adulthood as you get a better understanding of who you are and what you're about. It's important to be honest with yourself. Speaking of who you are and what you're about, it's important to be honest with yourself whether a certain puzzle piece is really the right fit or not. Does that puzzle piece make your life better? Does it lift you up? Does it encourage you? Does it influence you in the positive direction? So on and so forth. Sometimes that fit works for a little while, but over time, as people slowly evolve and grow, you may find that certain pieces around you don't fit anymore. If this was a perfect analogy or a perfect metaphor, we would see that those puzzle pieces would slowly change. They would get bigger, they would get smaller, they would change their direction if it was totally a realistic simulation. And that's really what happens with friendships over time. We don't all have the same amount of fits, and that's totally normal. We all are going to have a different amount of fits in life. We're all different people. And finally, I want you all to know you are all worthy of authentic, perfect fitting friendships. It just takes time and a trial and error process. All right, let's get to this week's Jelly Bean Question of the Week winners. We got Emily Hamlin, Luther Hunthausen, Aurora Montgomery, Jack Hedrick, and Xander. Do you have a last name? We got 2 Xanders in the school. I'm not sure which one it is. What 5-letter word reads the same if it's only the first letter versus all 5, and that would be Q? All right, this week's Jelly Bean Question of the Week. Let's mix a little math and English today, shall we? I am an odd number. Take away 1 letter in my name, and I become even. What number am I? If you think you know, submit your answer to the Bob Box. Get that thing turned in by Thursday this week, and then tune in after break to see if you're a winner. All right, Bobcats, let's make it a great last week of 2022. Whether there's enough food in your home over Christmas break, please come down to the Counseling Center, fill out one of these things, put it in the manila envelope, or message myself or Miss Gluckert directly on Teams, and we'll get you on that list, and then we will distribute those Wednesday and Thursday. All right, let's move to this week's Jelly Bean Question of the Week winners. We have Jack Peterson, Ella Kai, Caleb Everly, Ray Wade, Ida James, and Winston Leonard. The answer would be 4 and 5. Those were the 2 numbers that go together because the first letter when spelt out are both F's. All right, this week's Jelly Bean Question of the Week. Chris forgot what hotel room they were in. All they remember is that it had at least 1 9 in the room number. The hotel has 100 rooms in it. How many rooms could be Chris's? If you think you know the answer, submit your answer, put it in the Bob Box, make sure your name's on it, and tune in next week to see if you're a winner. All right, Bobcats, let's make it a great week at the Helena Middle School.